Dusk fell over the mountain enclave, and the alarms blared to life. On the ridgeline, a terrifying sight. A pack of red dragons, descending in perfect formation. Their massive wings tore through the air, creating violent waves that shook the very ground. They weren't just passing by. Their intent was crystal clear. They were returning for something, and they expected to find loss and to deliver retaliation. But inside the sanctuary, a completely different scene was unfolding. A single human sat against a slab of warm stone, utterly still. Curled up on their chest, 3 tiny dragon hatchlings were fast asleep. Their breathing was slow and even, their little bodies radiating a gentle warmth. Their claws, usually sharp and ready, were relaxed. The human didn't dare move, didn't even twitch, terrified of waking the sleeping babies. The enclave guards, watching on monitors, were frozen. Protocol screamed for an immediate evacuation, but no one moved. Any sudden action, any noise, could wake the hatchlings. And who knew what would happen then? You see, hours earlier, a rock slide had torn open a hidden chamber, revealing a dragon nest. The eggs had already hatched, and the newborns were starving, weak, and agitated. The human, without waiting for orders, had simply acted. They removed their heavy armor, slowed their movements to a crawl, and even matched their breathing to the tiny pulse of the hatchlings. They consciously lowered their body temperature, creating a calming, stable environment, drawn by the warmth and the steady rhythm of a heartbeat. The hatchlings had instinctively climbed onto the human's chest and, within minutes, had fallen into a deep, peaceful sleep. Just then, the red dragon pack landed. The impact fractured stone, and a wave of intense heat washed over the sanctuary entrance. Their leader, a colossal beast, stalked toward the chamber, fire already gathering in its throat. Its sensors were screaming with aggression patterns. They expected to find their young stolen, or worse. They were ready for a fight to the death. But as the leader pushed into the chamber, it stopped dead. The air smelled wrong. There was no scent of a threat, no distress pheromones from the hatchlings, no scent of fear from the intruder. Instead, the great dragon saw its young. They were alive. They were fed. They were asleep, their tiny heartbeats perfectly synchronized with the calm, steady rhythm of the human they rested upon. The fire in the leader's throat died down. It did not strike. The rest of the pack, sensing the change, halted behind it. The human never looked up. Their eyes remained closed, their breathing even, their hands resting loosely at their sides to make sure the babies wouldn't roll off. One of the hatchlings shifted in its sleep but didn't wake. The tense moment stretched on, but there was no escalation. The dragons began to relax their aggressive postures, the immense heat they generated slowly reducing. The leader circled the human and its young once, then stopped. No challenge was issued. Observers who later analyzed the event understood what happened. Dragon hatchlings don't imprint on a specific species. They imprint on environmental stability. The human provided everything they needed. Consistent warmth, a steady heartbeat, a sense of absolute safety. The dragons didn't see an intruder or a kidnapper. They saw a protector. Their threat assessment wasn't based on what the human looked like, but on the condition of their offspring. And the human had met every single survival criterion. Food, warmth, safety, and calm. The massive dragon leader stepped closer. It lowered its head, not to attack, but to release a controlled, gentle breath of warm air toward the human. It wasn't a threat. It was reinforcement, helping to stabilize the temperature in the chamber for its young. The gods recorded the entire, unbelievable event without daring to intervene. The rest of the dragon pack settled around the sanctuary, forming a protective perimeter. The human remained completely still until the hatchlings woke up on their own. As they began to stir, the human, slowly, carefully, adjusted their position, allowing the little dragons to climb down. There were no sudden movements, no attempt to hold on to them. The hatchlings immediately waddled over to their family. Before the sun rose, the dragon pack departed. They left no damage, issued no warning. The sanctuary was completely intact. The conclusion was simple and required no myth or magic. The dragons had arrived ready for war, ready for blood. They left peacefully because their objective, the safety of their young, had already been met. The human didn't defeat a powerful enemy by confronting them with force. They succeeded by fulfilling a fundamental purpose. Protection is recognized by its results, not by the protector's appearance. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss our next one. See you then.